I think there are three likely explanations. The first is that the government's got some activities that can't be disclosed, so we don't know and they can't talk about it. No one can either, say yes or say no to it. So, that's kind of one that's pretty possible. The second is these are just individuals with a bunch of drones messing around, having fun, trying to wreak havoc. Could be fun. Bunch of kids. I think we've all been there. The third is what I would call kind of a bit of a more nefarious, this is my conspiracy theory. I think it could be considered a psyop. Okay, so right now, the US has a significant regulatory burden on drone utilization in a commercial setting. And it's very hard to use drones. You have to have line of sight to the operator. These things aren't supposed to go on their own. There's all these rules and restrictions and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, you've got countries like China rocketing ahead. So I don't know if you guys know the company Meituan in China, the food delivery company.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that they do a large amount of drone delivery of their food now?
Was not aware of that. Yeah, we're testing that here in the US. Yeah.
The drone delivery business in China is already $30 billion a year. And they're also launching a pretty significant fleet of what we would call kind of the eVTOLs or flying cars. The expectation is that by 2030, there'll be 100,000 flying cars moving people around in China. And these are huge efficiency gains. In fact, with Meituan, you can now order food while you're on the Great Wall at one of the ramparts, and the drone will bring the food to you while you're walking the Great Wall as a tourist. And in the US, the reason that these things haven't taken off and the reason we don't have a large kind of drone industry, which is clearly emerging and is going to be a huge economic driver for China and others around the world, is simply the regulatory restrictions. And so if you were going to try and mess with the US's ability to move forward with the drone economy, you would probably try and wreak some havoc, stoke some fear, and get people to say, hey, this doesn't seem cool. What's going on? I don't like that there's all these drones in the sky. I'm freaking out. And try and get the regulators to come in and say, hey, we're banning drones, and set up everyone, including the people in the government, to say, we should take a beat. We should think a little bit before we deregulate. We should.
Who would do this? Who's the motivation? Uber Eats and Postmates?
No.
People driving?
No. It could be the other government. That's my psyop point. This could be a psyop.
You're saying this could be China doing this to try to slow down our economy? Huh.
Think about it. If you're going to pass a bill in Congress to make drones more freely roamable in the skies, you're going to reference back this crazy story in New Jersey. Everyone's freaking out about it. And you're going to say, hey, wait, what about all that stuff that happened in New Jersey? Maybe this doesn't make as much sense. People are kind of scared about it. We shouldn't rush.